What makes great real estate photos? Hey everyone, it's Riley, and in today's video, we're going to be going over exactly what makes a good real estate photo. So whether you're a real estate agent or a homeowner or someone that's just learning about real estate photography, this video is going to be exactly for you. Now, if you don't know this already, we do have a book on real estate photography. It is listed in the description below, so check that out, and let's go ahead and get into the first tip. First thing we're going to be talking about is what we call window pulls. Now, this is the effect of making the windows inside the listing be able to see through. So typically when you are taking photos of a listing inside, the camera is going to be exposing for the interior and not for the outside of the house. So the windows are typically going to be blown out, which just means that they're really bright. To be able to get around this and be able to actually do a window pull, you can do one of two things. You can be taking HDR photos and being able to blend that manually so that you can take the darkest photo of the HDR bracket and be able to use that as the window pull, or you can use a flambient style of real estate photos and photo editing and be able to shoot a flash at the window to be able to illuminate inside posts and inside your editing, make that window be able to see through and be able to make the photo look nice and clear. Next up is sky, TV, and fireplace replacements. This is something that's going to be absolutely necessary for your real estate photos, and it's going to give them that little bit extra of high quality feel. So sky replacements, they are just literally replacing the sky. So whenever it's a cloudy day, make sure that you have a nice blue sky inside all of your exterior photos. Now, of course, if it is a blue sky day already, then lots of times you're not going to have to do a sky replacement, but keep that in mind for all those cloudy days. Next up is a TV replacement. Oftentimes, and you should do this already, but make sure that the TV is off when you're capturing your real estate photos. So you're just gonna have a blank TV screen. Think about maybe putting a nice photo inside that TV screen just to kind of liven up the room a little bit more. And lastly, fireplace replacements. If there is a fireplace inside the home, make sure you are replacing that non-lit fireplace with a nice lit fireplace, a virtually lit fireplace, just again, be able to give that image a little bit more of a home kind of feel. Tip number 3 is to make sure that you are using a wide angle lens. You do not want to be using a narrow lens. A wide angle lens, typically we use a 14 millimeter to a 24 millimeter Sigma. So make sure you're using somewhere along those lines. If you are on a full frame camera, that's going to be a different lens than opposed to a crop sensor. We are using a straight 14 millimeter lens because we are using a full frame camera. So keep that in mind. Depending on what kind of camera you're using is going to be depending on what kind of millimeter lens that you're going to need. Tip number 4 is Lightroom edits. Make sure that you are editing your photos completely. Make sure that you are color correcting them appropriately as well, that they're not too blown out depending on any kind of colors. And make sure you're also doing those window pulls as well. You're gonna be putting those window pulls into Photoshop so that you can blend the photos manually. But also with your Lightroom presets, make sure you are adding some sharpness, some noise reduction, and any kind of other adjustments that you need to do to make the image look fantastic. Tip number 5, to make sure that you are blending your photos. Whether that is the flambient style or the HDR style, make sure that you are blending your photos together to be able to have a higher quality image for your final photo. Tip number 6 is to make sure that all of your images are straight on. You don't want to be looking up or down. Make sure you have a nice level image for all of your inside and your outside real estate photos. Tip number 7, and we do talk about this a lot more in our real estate photography book in the description below, but when you are capturing your images, make sure you kind of think of moving throughout the house. So lots of times if you're capturing a dining room, we like to capture it from one angle, and then lots of times there's another separate hallway leading into the kitchen. We like to then turn around and capture it from the other way, so that the photo that we just took, the first photo that we took, where we stood is going to be able to be seen inside the opposite side of the room, looking back that direction, so that it's going to be able to give the viewers an understanding of the overall space and moving throughout the home. So that's all we have for today's video. Again, we do have a real estate photography book. It is listed in the description below. You can get a paper copy, you can get an ebook copy. We're gonna be talking about more real estate media inside this channel as well. So if you aren't currently subscribed, make sure you do so to stay up to date on all of our videos, and I'll see you in the next one.